Hey everyone, Serac here, and today we're going to look at a budget deck that is Tri-Brigade. So we looked at this briefly a few months ago, then the price spiked massively because it was one of the best decks in the format, but now with the tin reprints we can have a look at it. The deck is grindy, it's got game in short and long games, it's very consistent, and it focuses on link summoning from the graveyard. So I hope you enjoy the profile. So, to start off with, we have 3 copies of Tri-Brigade Fractal. Now, all the main deck Tri-Brigades allow you to essentially conduct a link summon, although it's not technically a link summon, from the grave by banishing any number of Beast, Beast Warrior, or Winged Beasts from the grave and summoning one with the same link rating. Fractal can also send itself from the hand or field to the graveyard and send one level 3 or lower Beast, Beast Warrior, or Winged Beast from the deck to the graveyard. It's one of your main starters, it's your biggest normal summonable body. Very good card, and is searchable by Tenki. We then have 3 copies of Tri-Brigade Kit. Kit has the same Tri-Brigade effect, and if it's sent to the graveyard, lets you dump another of them to the graveyard. Any Tri-Brigade card. So if you've already got the graveyard set up, you can send Oath for a negation, etc. 1 Tri-Brigade Nerval. Nerval lets you add a Tri-Brigade from your deck to your hand, which can be very helpful in starting your chains of monsters. Again, very strong, is a level 1 with 0 attack, so can make both Link Haribo and Salamangreat Almirage, whereas Kit can only make Almirage. Then finally, we have 1 Keras. Keras lets you special summon itself from the hand. It's the one you will use to make your link plays most often, and is the final target. It's also a beast, it's also level 2, like Kit, which is useful for our next card, which is everyone's favourite Rescue Cat. Now, Rescue Cat is the reason this deck is still relatively expensive for one of my budget decks, because it hasn't been reprinted in a good few years, and is hard to find. And it's easy to see why. You can send this card to the graveyard, special summon 1 level 2 or lower beast from your deck. 2 level 3 or lower beasts from your deck, sorry. Phenomenal card, was banned for a long time, but is now back. Has been errated since. These are old copies that don't have the updated text, but is an insane card for your combos and for making Zeus. We have 3 copies of Effect Veiler. Effect Veiler allows us to discard it, negate an effect on an opponent's turn. Very good card. Very good card at the moment, very good in the mirror. And soon we will be seeing less of Effect Veiler because Imperm is getting a reprint that people can afford. So that'll be very exciting. We have 3 copies of Artifact Lancia. Might be a weird one, but it's one of the best answers to Crossout Designator. And also, we tend to do most of our banishing, bar Shuraig, on our own turn. We're not generally... Or we can generally play around it, because Revolt can also summon from the graveyard as well. So we can generally, as long as we can load up our graveyard and we can get to Revolt, we can play around our own Lancia. If we have to use it. And then, again, on our opponent's turn, we can potentially stop them from making their plays with a Keras or so on. Or we can use it to stop a Crossout Designator or a DD Crow or what have you. 2 Ghost Bell and Haunted Mansion. Very good hand trap. Lets you disrupt any graveyard effects you want. Special summoning from the graveyard, banishing from the graveyard, add a card from the graveyard to deck, hand, or extra deck. Very good in the mirror. All of those good things. A Gamma package, because it really sucks to have your Rescue Cat Ash Blossomed. So we play Gamma to stop them Ash Blossoming your Rescue Cat, and it's very satisfying when you do. And it also helps you go second. 3 Desires. We don't have any crucial one-offs in this deck that we really care about, and drawing 2 cards is absolutely phenomenal. I know people don't like this card, they are wrong. This card is amazing. Play Desires. 1 Tenki. This card's at 1, but at least it means I can use my German secret rare copies. But this card's at 1 for a reason. It searches Fraktall, it starts your entire combo. If you're not playing Tenki, don't play Tri-Brigade. 1 Foolish Burial, dumps your kit, dumps your Nerval to help set up your combos. Very, very useful. Or put an extra name in the grave. Called by the Grave, the budget crossout designator that is at 1 and was printed at Common originally and has had 4 reprints since. It's amazing, but it's sad. So, onto our traps. We have 3 copies of Soul Charge, or Return from the Different Dimension, or Tri-Brigade Revolt. This card's ridiculous. It summons 4 monsters from your graveyard, and then immediately links them off into your Shuraig, which means that you get a banish, and you get all of their graveyard effects. Yeah, this card's ridiculous. You go, like, plus 15 from it. And it's searchable. 1 Tri-Brigade Oath, we can send this to the graveyard with kit, or we can discard it with cards like Bearbrum. It's a monster reborn on the field, and in the graveyard it's a spell trap negate, which means we can stop crossout, we can stop forbidden droplets, etc. We finally have 3 Solemn Strikes, because negating summons and negating effect monsters is good. Yeah, simple. Simple as. No questions. And 1 Imperial Order, because Floodgates, lol, easy game, making the Sky Striker player at your locals cry. So, that is our main deck. And now we will get into our extra deck. We have 2 copies of Shuraig. This card is now really, really cheap, which is amazing, so it means we can actually play the deck. You could play 3 if you wanted to. It's a non-targeting banish, and it searches when it goes to the graveyard. You summon it most of the time with Revolt, but you need to have at least 2 because sometimes you'll go through it in your main combos. Other than that, not much else to say. It's big, it's 3k, play the card. We have 1 copy of Rugal. This is A, a name, B, a link 3 target, and C allows you to special summon a level 4 beast warrior, wing beast from your hand, which can help with some levels of extension, or going into another Shuraig, or proccing the special summon effect of an existing Shuraig. Again, very, very strong in that regards, but it's the one you're making least often. 2 Ferragite. This is one of your 2 Link 2s. Special summon a level 4 lower beast warrior, or wing beast on your turn, as opposed to Rugal, which is on your opponent's turn. Then it will lock you into those types for link material, and then if it goes to the graveyard, you get to draw 1, place 1 from your hand on the bottom of your deck, so you can sculpt your hand nicely. 1 copy of Bearbrum. This is our searcher for Revolt. Also lets us discard dead cards, or fill up our grave with more Tri-Brigade names. Yeah, this card's really, really good, and just makes the deck so much more consistent. 1 Almirage, 1 Link Karibo. These fulfill the same sort of niche as a ways of putting Nerval and Kit into the graveyard. Obviously, Link Karibo can only be summoned with Nerval, whereas Almirage can be summoned with Nerval or Kit. Or Rescue Cat, if you really wanted to, but I don't know why you would ever do that. 1 Ancient Warriors, Double Dragon Lords. This card is ridiculously good. It's a quick effect bounce, and can send a card you control to the graveyard. So it can send a Spent Tenki, it can send a Set Oath, so you can use its graveyard effect. It can send a Tri-Brigade name, so you can get another search, or its graveyard effect, or put another name into the graveyard. Absolutely amazing. It can also send from hand. 1 for Esvelga, because Graveyard Hate is really, really useful. And it also is an OTK machine if you can empty your opponent's graveyard. 1 Appaloosa, because monster negates are good, and this deck can make this so easily, because it gets so many free link summons, or not quite link summons. 1 Boral Sword, because we can't afford access code and we need a way of ending the game. Yeah. This is the best Access Code replacement. It sucks that it takes 3 monsters, not 2, unlike Access Code, but you gotta do what you gotta do. 1 Joyous Melffys. This is in here to make Zeus. It can be made using Kit and Keras, and it can also use as many of them as you want. And it can attack directly. So it's very, very good, and can also bring stuff back from the graveyard if you need them. 1 Zeus, because we can afford to play this now, because it got reprinted and it's now 15 quid. So get your copies of Zeus, people, because this card's fucking ridiculous. Yeah, do that. And finally, 1 Omega, because ripping a card out of your opponent's hand when they try to ash your rescue cat is hilarious and will probably cause your opponent to scoop on the spot. So that is the deck. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you again soon. Bye.